name's Brian Greene. I'm the offensive line graduate assistant here at NC State football. I'm going to be presenting on some pass pro development today. So, just kind of the first thing that we always emphasize whenever we're starting with our pass pro, it's always going to start with stance in the run game and the pass game. I won't read all that to you guys. If you want to pause it and read it, you can go ahead and do that. So, just hitting on our 3-point stance. Some of the first stuff we touch on is your base, feet, knees, the down hand, off arm, your back, mental weight, balance, vision, blocking adjustment, first movements, and contact. So, once again, if you want to read through all that, you guys can go ahead and pause that and do that. But we got some great examples here. Icky, he played left tackle for us in 2020, 2021. And then Garrett Bradbury, he was the Remington Trophy Award winner here at center for us. So some great examples there. Just touching on a 2-point stance. Same principles. So this is our current starting left tackle, Anthony Belton. He does a great job. You got great ankle posture, great knee bend, hips are right where he's at. He's a big dude, hitting all the things we love to see. So once again, you can read that if you guys want to pause. Don't want to take up my whole presentation with that. So something unique that we do here at NC State is kind of our teaching progression. So we're very big emphasis on guys learning multiple ways. So kinesthetic learners, visual learners, guys write it down. Not everyone can sit in a meeting room and sit there and listen to that forever. So some of the first things we like teaching guys is they got to hear it, got to see it, got to write it, and then got to walk it, got to do it. So while we're meeting with our guys, while our position coach, Coach 2J, is meeting with them, I'll take guys out and we'll go walk stuff that we're installing for the day. So we'll go physically learn it with me, and then we'll come back into the meeting room and he'll hit on the teaching points with that. So they're getting a great mix of being able to walk it and do it, and then going right back up into the meeting room, and then they get to learn it. So we do a great job of being able to mix that up. It allows guys to not have to sit in the meeting room for the entire time, because half of them can't do that for the entire time. And it's just a great other way for them to learn it. So just touching on some of our base pass drills that we really incorporate to get the guys started when we get new guys, and we do this all the way up with our older guys. So this is one of our first drills. It's called Raven. So this is one very generic O-line drill. A lot of people in the country do it. Just teaching guys. So right here, we got a 3-man slide going into this. Do a great job. You get the whole group. All 22 guys is from winter. So the big emphasis that we do here is I want to hear communication when we're doing this, especially from the center. So this is really a great drill from the centers, and it's a great job for the older guys. You'll see some physical stuff, some body posture stuff that with the older guys that I'll point out that you don't see from the younger guys. That is just little nuances that really help and show when we're doing these drills. So you can kind of see some of these here. 3-man slide left here. Once again, all getting off. Great way to get reps. It's a great warm-up for our guys. So we'll do this really to start practice, especially when we're teaching our younger guys. Some guys are a lot more advanced with it. You can watch our left tackle here, Anthony Belton. He should be a good one this year. Does a great job getting out of his stance. So you got a lot of different guys. And then all the way in the back here, you got early enrollee freshmen. So you got a lot of different bodies. This drill is very applicable for all age ranges when we're doing this. Okay, now we're working our 4-down slide. Now you can see this is really where you can see some people that have played a lot and people that haven't. So our center here, Zeke, starting center, simple little characteristics like this. He's leaving his drag hand there. Does a great job with that. We are predominantly facing odd fronts when we're in practice, so we get a lot of 4-eyes. So you can watch our left tackle here, Anthony Belton. He's working like he said in a 4-eye. So little nuances that older guys are going to work, and eventually these younger guys get. This is actually the first time we ever did this in winter. So little nuances that older guys can see and younger guys can learn. Same thing going here. You can see our older guys, right tackle, junior, get a junior, senior, incoming transfer. They're setting their 4-eye there. And then you get a young freshman here. He's setting out. So little intricacies that you can see in offensive line play. Same thing with our center here. Zeke does a great job leaving that drag hand. Dawson, he's a 7th year actually. He's coming off an ACL. That's why we had him in the back. But you can see there's little things that you can really work when we're doing these drills, that it doesn't become a boring drill where everyone's just doing it to get through practice. So little nuances that we can really build into our everyday drills that can really help and develop your pro. It's a great warm-up drill for a lot of the guys, get their sets hot, get their feet hot. Okay, another one we implement a lot of is banded sets. We got the band on the outside knee here, keeping that knee inside the ankle, making sure our weight's on the instep of our foot here. Does a great job. Our center Zeke just setting over. We'll progressively do this. Reps I love here. I love our right guard Tim here. Feet stay hot. Our left guard Anthony here. Feet are staying hot. So it's a little thing, once again, little nuances that you can practice. Just taking one quick one there, getting into two. Same thing, working up. I want to feel that posterior chain. We're working, we're lighting up our knees. Insteps are getting hot. I want to see great body posture here. It's a great way for guys to feel that knee staying closed when they're kicking. So it's a great drill. A lot of great stuff that we can get out of this banded sets. It's a great movement feel for the guys. They can feel themselves working against some pressure here. Same thing here. You can see our right tackle Pete getting out. A little two kick there. Great job. Reset it. Back out, staying square. Love where the guys are carrying their hands. So whenever we're doing these drills, even if we're focusing on one thing, we do a great job of making sure every little detail that you can work on when we're getting these air drills, when we're in our off season, when we're in spring ball, coming up, when we're going into summer, working all the little finite details that people need to work on and hone on. So same thing here. Our left tackle, AB, his hands are low. I don't like that. Our left guard, Anthony Carter, does a great job. Hands are right where we want to be. Same thing going back to our right tackle. Hands are right where we want them to be. So a big emphasis for him during this summer is going to be fixing his hands. Okay, another base pass drill that we install very early on. Called this one Scarecrow because they look like scarecrows with the band. Setting off med balls, same thing, trying to keep that knee inside that ankle. I want to feel all my weight on the instep of my foot here. Great job. Take 1, 2, set up. I want to see the guys get square. I want to see them push off their inside legs here. I want to see the guys take short little drag steps on that front toe, stepping over the pencil. These are short. I don't need big kicks when we're doing this. Keeping those feet hot. Reset the guys. Same thing, great kick here. You can see who's older and who's younger just by how they're doing this. Cayman, he's a redshirt freshman here. You can see his weight on his knees, too much on the knee. He can't push out of it. He has to rock out of his stance. Where you can see AB, who's a fifth-year senior, weight's already preloaded. He's taking a lot of reps at left tackle. He'll be a 4-year starter coming up here. A lot of reps coming off there. Great instep, setting up, feet stay hot. Love his body posture. Hips are staying closed. It's a great drill to get the feet warm and really teach pass progression early on for the young guys. Same thing back here. Now we're working kick to a post, kicking in, lighting the feet. 2 kicks in a post, setting down flat. Our right guard Tim does a great job here. Takes 2 kicks. 2 kicks here. Posting flat down the line. Contrary to our center, Sean. He's taking 2 kicks and then he's getting vertical up into the line. So a lot of things that these base drills do is they show you guys bad habits just when we're watching film. So they get rid of bad habits and guys can see their bad habits that they may not even know that they have on film. So it's a really easy way for guys to identify their bad habits and see if they have any body posture issues that they may not even realize they have. Once again, just 2 kicks, posting down flat. Okay, get a little bit more explosion. Want to see it. Another thing that we do a great job here is we want to incorporate a finish into as many drills as we can. So a huge facet of offensive line play is finishing, effort and finish. It's one of the first things that we teach when you get here. So as much as we can incorporate and build in that finish, that effort into our drills, we're going to. So all of our pass pro drills, when we're not in the teaching stage, we're going to implement a finish into it. And that, for us, that's 5 yards. So they're going to be 5 yards past the line. I want to see those guys finishing. They don't need to be blazing out of their stance. Just need to see the effort. They're running down the field to go pick up that ball carrier, running down the field to go pick up one of the wide receivers, big completion. Anything that we can do to finish, we're going to do. Okay, another thing, I work this with the interior O-line a whole lot. So this is set progression. So when our like I mentioned earlier, a lot of our fronts, our primary front that we're going to see when we're in practice is going to be an odd front. So our guys don't get as much 4-down work as they're really going to need. With the vast majority of the teams we're playing this year are 4-down fronts. So we try to implement that as much as we can. So here you're working double 2 eyes here, and you're working a head up 0 here. So we're working a little set progression here. They're going to start down with a 2 eye, working down into that. Great inside hand placement. I don't want to take too many steps. Our right guard, Tim, does a great job not oversetting. He's very patient. Where our left guard, Matt, here, he takes too many for me. So steps are too big, a little too much from him, and you can see it. Same thing. Tim arrives there under control. Great strike. Helmet out of it. Hands are right where we want them, inside. Working double-handed strikes this period. Where you can see Matt arrives there. He's kind of off balance. So once again, little intricacies that guys may not even know that they have, we can get rid of those. Okay, our center, Ryland, we're working a little bit of silent cadence this day. Does a great job. Hands are up, snap and step, backing over. Great job. Hands are inside. So same groups up. Okay, now we're going to work a tight 1 shade here. Now we're going to work 2, 3. Now we're going to work verse 3s here. Taking a little bit deeper of a set. Same thing. I love Tim's set here, our right guard, number 52. Great job backing over. He's getting right where, getting inside half of that defender. We want to be in a position where if I was going to shake that guy's hand, if I was meeting him for the first time, that right hand, I'm right down his midline. So that's a great teaching point that I've picked up. I want to be right down his midline. I want to be able to shake his hand if I'm meeting him for the first time. That is the perfect posture and pass pro whenever we're there. Okay, you can see our left guard here, Matt. His base gets a little wide right when he's striking, and that's an issue that we had with him all spring. It got drastically better as we progressed through spring. This is an early practice. Our center, Ryland, getting back and over. Huge drill for these guys. They see a 0 nose so much that they become very complacent with just jump setting guys. So he does a great job getting back and over, working that because he doesn't see that much during spring. Okay, now we're widening out, showing 4 eyes. Now we got a 2 eye here, loose 3. Getting back and over by the center. Guards are a little flat. Now Tim right here, our right guard, number 52, he's a little too flat for me. I'd love to see him get a bit more depth on this. I know he was having a big jump set day when we were doing this, so he had a big emphasis on that. Our left guard here, 66, Matt, great job getting back and over, setting up that junction point where he's going to meet that D lineman. I'd love to see him time up his strike a bit better. I feel like he's a bit late with his hands, but he does a great job getting to the junction point, setting up a spot for him in the D lineman. So little progression drill that we do. So while I'm doing that, so I'll take the interior line and we'll work this drill. Coach 2J, our offensive line coach, will take the tackles and we'll work a lot of this. So we'll work individual sets with the tackles. So right here, we were working just an inside half, working versus a tight 5 here. So we were working a bait and switch technique this day. So I'm going to strike with this inside hand, hoping he's going to chop that, and then my inside hand's coming right back for the peck. So we were working that today. Same thing. I just want to see these guys. I don't want to see their hips opening. I want to see them set on that nice 45-degree angle, getting back and over. Love Peak's angle here. He does a great job, great body posture, heads out of it, playing with every ounce of length that he has, and he's got some really long arms. Okay, same thing going back to our left tackle, AB. Great job staying inside out, timing up his strike. He did a lot better with that. Like I mentioned earlier, in that first video when we were looking at Raven, his hands were an issue. So this is later in spring. Hands are up about where we like them. I'm a big believer that God gave you natural leverage between your nipples and your belly button. That's right where your hand should be when you're going offensive line play. So that's kind of something that we preach. God put that there for a reason, and you got to utilize it, and that's where we like to carry our hands. So he does a great job backing over, setting up his junction point once again, striking with that outside hand. Great job with that. Inside hand's right there for any inside move. Okay, working a big flatter of a set here, working a true 45 set, inside hand, right down. Pipeline, love his set. Hips are staying closed, setting up his junction point, getting right where we want him to be. Back to AB. Love where he's carrying his inside hand, striking right there. So we call this our clamp hands. So the clamp hands right there. Whenever that D lineman makes that inside move, it's there. Both of our tackles are so darn athletic that we have complete trust in them that if someone tries to run the edge on them, that we're going to be fine. Once again, AB 6'6", 350, moves like a deer. He's a great example of that. We know what people are going to try to do to him. We know they're going to try to speed rush that outside hand, so we're working that. Okay, now we're just working the entire drill phase here. We get all 5 of the guys up. This is a pre-101 drill that we'll use, kind of get the guys warmed up. They can put them where they want them. So Tim here, our right guard, he's working a creeper set. It's a little jump set for us. He's down, great. Flat down the midline, square him up. Right tackle peak here. Same thing, he's working a jump set for us. Tight inside hands. Center, a little late there, but left guard getting back and over, setting up my junction point. So as much carryover as we can have between our indie and between our pass sets and our indie, that's what we're going to want. Okay, just working another look. Same thing, widen out the guys. Get them warmed up for 101s. We're applying all of our drill work that we just did with our set progression. Now we're applying it to 5 across, get some reps for the guys. Okay, obviously I'd love to have some better D linemen, but they're on scholarship to play offensive line, so it is what it is. Okay, a little bit of jump set work. I know pretty much everyone in America is kind of implementing this into their offensive line play as much as they can now. So for us, whenever we're doing jump sets, the biggest things that we want to see is I want to initiate the contact. I have to have first substantial contact. I want to take steps at the guy, and I need to have the defense thinking they're getting a run read. So that's a big thing for us. This is a very situational set that we're going to use. Don't use it necessarily a ton, but it's a great changeup for the offensive line to have and be able to use versus the D-line. So there's nothing worse than D-line getting your set down and they just get a tee off on you. So this is a great set that we've implemented for our guys. So same thing, our right guard here doing a great job, taking a step at him. I'm initiating the contact. Obviously, we're on bags, not on D linemen, but does a great job. Right tackle, get a tight 5. Hands are good, staying inside out. Love that for Pat right there, or number 76. So working this is a bit difficult here at center. I'd like to see Rylan get back and over whenever we get one shades, but traditionally at center, we will only jump set really at a 0 or a really tight one, especially not when he's on my snap hand, but good rep by him. I love where his hand's at, refits the second hand. He's a shorter guy by naturally, so he plays with great leverage there. I can see this now. On the contrary, this is Matt. He played right and left guard for us. He's 6'6". He does a great job getting underneath the bag, playing with some great leverage there. Once again, striking the defender, first substantial contact. He's doing all the things we want to see when we're doing these drills. Trent, one of our freshmen, so same thing, just kind of implementing this. Now, this is a drill that's very applicable to all of our ages. You know, we got kids that are hopefully going to get drafted very high next year, and then this kid should still be in high school. So he's working it. Quick jump, obviously not as fluid as the other guys, younger, but it's a set that we're implementing across the board for all of our guys. We're not just letting the older guys do this. Okay. So another thing that is extremely important in offensive line play is your hand placement. So hand placement, as much as we can work it, and striking is a huge deal for us. So this is some of our med ball implementation. One of the first things we do during winter is we got to strike something. So here we're going off the knee. I want to have my knee, or I want to have my shin over my front of my toe. Great knee bend. I'm loading up that instep, my interior legs instep, loading that, striking. You can see, guys, that we train this a ton with the med balls, striking, just getting back and over, setting up that initial junction point for them, and really just throwing that outside hand. We love to see that. So our center here, Zeke, does a great job backing over, striking it, snap hands right there. Same thing, you can see it over here with our left tackle, AB, taking a lot of reps of this, does a phenomenal job getting out of his stance, staying square, outside hands right where you want it to be. Med ball's going right back to him. That's always a good sign. So kind of the same stuff here, still going off the knee. Love our left guard rep, AC. Love his rep here. Strike, feet stay hot, staying square. He's right where he needs to be. Big thing that we implement when we're doing this is feet got to stay hot whenever we're going. Okay, another med ball drill. We call this one Packer. I'm getting back and over, striking something. Now I'm sitting a bull. So this is more of a redirection drill that we'll use. We get a lot of twists, a lot of stunts. Another great rep. So that was a closer rep. Widen him out. Want to see a great vertical set from him. Hips stay square. Outside hand is active. Sit in the bull. Strain to finish. And then he's out of there. So like once, same thing I mentioned earlier, implementing a finish as much as we can. Tim, our right guard, 45 set, backing over, strike. Sit the bull, finish. Okay, a little twist variance that we like to use. Call this one crisscross. So you can see our center there. Snap hits the camera. It's a good snap then. Getting back and over. We're getting 4 bag holders. Back and over. Finishing, get a little torque, and I'm out of there. Left tackle AB. Hands stay tight. As much as we can get them to redirect, kick, and post, make them uncomfortable, we're going to whenever we're doing our drill work. So he does a great job squaring this up. Finish. Once again, finishing as much as you can. Hopefully he didn't hurt anything while he was doing that. Okay, we call this one Cyclone. This is our 2-man twist. So we use crisscross as an individual one. Really just want to see the feet stay hot. Whenever we're going Cyclone, we'll work 2-man twist games. Pointing as much as we can, getting copious amounts of reps. Let the guys really just get as many as we can, as much experience as they can playing next to each other and feeling how each other passes off twists is what we want. Same thing, you see it on the right side, right guard, right tackle, little twist. Great rep. It's extremely important for offensive line play. We got to build as much repetition as we possibly can whenever we're working with, whenever you're playing next to a new guy. So Dawson, like I mentioned earlier, he's a 7th-year senior. He's coming back, kind of plays it all for us, center, guard, tackle. So he's a guy that had to get a lot of reps. He plays next to a ton of people. So as much bond as I can make with the people I'm playing next to, that's what you want to have. So as much as we can work and have the guys know how each other is going to play and communicate, especially with twist drills, is really important to us. So same thing. I want to see the guys stay on the same plane. Do a great job with that. Want to see them punching off the twist, not absorbing it. Okay, one-on-ones. This is how some of that drill work translated into that. Once again, so this is a jump set for us. Our right guard, Tim. Great job. Very violent. Love where his outside hand is. Placing that right on that outside shoulder pad. Inside clamp hand. You can see it. This is a great rep. You can see it literally clamp down right on the inside. That's why we call it clamp hand. I wish his pad level was a little lower. Feet are phenomenal. He is dictating where the junction point is going to be for the defensive lineman, which is exactly what we want. Great job redirecting. Does a great job sitting it and not throwing the D lineman into my knee. So great rep by Tim there. So that's a little jump set action. Okay, same thing here. This is against one of our all-ACC defensive linemen. Throwing the outside hand, it misses, but once again, that's why we're working that inside clamp hand. He's carrying his hands where we want them, between the nipples and his belly button. Clamp hand's right there. Sits down on it. Strain. I'd love to see him refit that outside hand underneath, but does a great job finishing. Once again, 5-second rep, ball's going to be long gone. So does a great job versus that. Once again, dictating where my junction point's going to be whenever we're going against these defensive linemen. Okay, you can see our center here. Little jump set for him. Love where his offhand's at. He's getting back and over, stepping with the right foot first. He's eliminating that defensive lineman for being able to attack his snap hand. Great job. His offhand does a great job getting into that breastplate. Once again, he's a little bit shorter of a guy. So as much of that defensive lineman's inertia as I can get and make him naturally rise up is exactly what we want to see. So you can see he's in a natural double under with his hands. It's creating the D lineman's inertia to go straight up vertical. Rep's going to be done. Does a great job with that. See our 6th or 7th year guy, Dawson, take a rep at this. Great rep. Love where his outside hand's at. So we were watching our right guard, Tim. He was going right into jump sets. So this is more of a traditional 45. He's getting back and over. Once again, love where his outside hand is. Right on that outside shoulder pad. Inside hand, you can't see it. But he's right inside. He's inside just underneath the dude's armpit, which is where we want it. If we can dictate as much as we can, controlling and getting our hands underneath their natural levers, that's where we want to be. So great job with that outside hand. Clamps down. You can see his hand. Naturally, he's grabbing cloth. That's as much as we can ask for from him. Straining to win the rep. Great job backing over, setting up a great dish in the pocket for our quarterback. Okay, another guard rep. Okay, so this is a little bait and switch technique that we'll use. We're going to bait the defensive lineman with that as much as we can. We know defensive linemen are always going to throw their move on their third step. So as much as we know that, we're going to make him show his move. We're going to show that flash hand. Strike's coming. Yep. Great flash, great strike. I'd love for his outside. I'd love for his hips to be more turned. Get them more. I don't love how his hips are opening here. I'd love for them to stay closed, but he does a great job striking. Once again, holding the dish of that pocket, finish the rep, 5-second rep. Eventually, the quarterback better throw the ball by then. So great bait and switch there. He does a great job striking with 2. Love to see that. Love to see his hips stay closed, but great rep there by Kamen. Great young guard. Really excited to see his progression.
Hey, Coach, we got about 3 minutes.
Perfect. Okay, going back to Anthony Belton. He's played a lot of games for us. Some of our more work. Some of that set progression that we were working earlier, you guys can see that. It's the same thing. He does a great job. I'm setting the width of the pocket here. Great job. Okay, we try to get a little speed to bull from the defensive lineman. Same thing. Those long arms, they bend the same way we do. Whenever they get a bend in there, knock it down. So great rep by him. He's a big old kid, 6'6", 350. People try to bull rush him. I have no idea why. So try to get a little speed to bull here. Shows that long arm. Break it off. So love that rep. Once again, implementing a finish into our drill work. Another great rep by AB here. Same thing. I think he false started a little. Great rep. Okay. Now I'm riding that hip here. Backhand. My backhand, I'm on that, riding that hip. Get him around the pocket. Keep the quarterback clean. Okay. Get him at about 9 to 10 yards. It's where we want. Quarterback shouldn't be there. Okay. Step up. Great job. Dictate the hip. Dictate the man. Take a look at our right tackle here. He did a great job with our creeper sets all of spring. Great job getting out. Outside hand, love to see him refit that. Same thing. He does a phenomenal job just setting that junction point, really setting up where he wants to be, finish the rep. D lineman's done a little early. Same thing, bait and switch, show that flash hand, get him to declare that move. Now, our right tackle peak, he's done a phenomenal job of getting naturally into a double under position where I can just stand the D lineman up. He's a big guy. He's 6'5", 290 pounds, really big dude, but he does a phenomenal job getting under him, naturally getting into that position where I get that natural double under. And then once again, I'm sending the D lineman's inertia vertical. Rep is done. Yep. Another look at peak here. Another bait and switch here. Great job. Redirect. Hips open. Don't love that, but he does a phenomenal job fighting to stay square. Finish the rep. There's a pad or right tackle, more of a traditional 45-degree set here. Setting the real dish of the pocket. Great job fighting to stay square. Finishing the rep here. Love where his outside hand's at. Right on that outside shoulder pad. Fighting to stay square. Rep's not done until we blow it. Finish it. So love that. So once again, my name is Brian Greene. I'm the NC State offensive line GA. Contact information. My number is 509-833-3675. 3763. If you guys have any questions, always open to talk offensive line and offensive play in general.